Hi, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be discussing another in the series on the Juji Uke. Now, I had done a prior series on this with the 4-directional blood chokes of Juji Uke application. Now, Juji Uke is a hand position like this. Now, you see this in Wing Chun from when it's coming up into the karate, from Karakusanku in many different styles, Shinto, you name it. It's in many different styles. In any event, it's going to be a 4-directional application. Now, these 4 applications that I had done in a prior series are on the blood chokes, the 4 different areas on the head and the neck that you can apply blood chokes. Now, they weren't all on the neck. There was 2 on the head and 2 on the neck. In any event, these 4 directions were applied. Now, we're going to use those same directions, but this time we're using it on the nerve structures, and we're using it with sound projection. Now, the directions are the same. So, as an example, when we pull down and in, this knuckle here, the iron bone knuckle, is going to be digging in and down. Okay, and that application was on the carotid sinus. As you can imagine, that's where everybody does their blood choke, so you can understand how that application would work. The next ones were in, the next direction was in a movement that went upward, okay? And we caught that in a different target. And when we went upward, you would lift up with that as the iron bone again turned and corkscrewed into the target, and that caused the application on the blood vessels that would seal the blood and cause the not neurological, but the vascular blackout, okay, or fainting. The next one was an inward press. Again, you could use this. We didn't use that because of the sensitive target, just use the broad side of the hand, but if you went in with the knuckle, it would have caused much better directional force. And when you're doing these, you got to really pay attention to the uke, because this pulling, this pushing, this is a very strong martial application, and it uses your physical body against a small target. So when you're pulling in and you're utilizing all your upper body musculature, then you're going to cause a great disturbance on a small, weaker anatomical target on your opponent. The next direction was pushing outward. Okay, so you had the downward, the upward, the inward, and the outward applications, and they were all on the vital targets. And we're doing the same thing here with the nerves. Now, you're going to see this is the second installment on the Juji Uke with sound. Now, what sound does is it vibrates the inner ear, which is our center of balance. It's not a mystical, magical thing. It's a physiological and anatomical thing. So it's based on medical science. Okay, and it just seems to work. Now, the sounds have to be in a particular, done in a particular way. The pressures have to be done in a particular timing. So there's a little bit more sophisticated than just pulling on this technique as an example and yelling, hey, okay, that's just not going to work for you. So there are different applications of the sound and how to work it. Now, can you do this in a real fight? Because I know that question is going to come up through a great number of people. And yes, absolutely, it will. We've tried it and tested it in highly stressful situations. We've even had law enforcement working on it in different aspects of their profession. So yes, it does work. It works on alcohol. It works on drugs. Again, different targets, different drugs, different like alcohol, for example, makes the head weak, makes the body like impervious to many things. As you can see, a drunk will survive a car accident because their body's just totally relaxed. Whereas if someone is on a more speed-induced hallucinogenic or something of that nature, the body is going to be susceptible in various areas. It's not always susceptible in the upper body, mainly in the lower body that it's affected. So we can see that different things affect differently, and you have to know all this, okay? And it gets to be commonplace and second nature. In any event, stay tuned for the extended films. We're going to show you the second installment with this sound projection, and we're going to do the application, and then we're going to ask you to work on it for a prolonged period of time so you can get better at it. Now, there was also a sound projection series. This is the 14th in that series, along with the 4 other Juji Uke blood chokes in the 4 directions of Juji Uke. So you want to check all of that out. Now, all of this is archived in the Platinum subscription. So you can get to it there. You can get these newer ones that are that we're doing now, the extended film, in your YouTube or your Patreon channels. And I know it's a commercial, but that's where the better information is, with the demonstrations, with the anatomy exposed and detailed and all that. So you can actually use these techniques the second you watch the film. You go on the mat, you try it with your uke, you refine it, you get better at it, and you have it in your repertoire. So thanks for watching this open session, and let's go to the extended.